you doing the Q&A, Natalia?
A Q&A.
Are we doing a Q&A?
Yeah, let's do a Q&A.
We're going to do a Q&A. I think we all got chills, Luce, from being here together and from hearing your work out loud. It's great to hear all the voices taking up flesh. Does anyone in the audience have a question that you would like to ask our panel of writers, our editor? Yes. Second edition. Who shall we have Luz answer that question?
Everyone is asking, so I think inevitably, eventually we will. Brett and I want to give this a good 1 year's run first, but for all of you who would have liked to have been in the anthology and weren't, we would love to do that in the future.
Yeah, forthcoming. So keep asking us, keep writing. Yeah, it's coming. Yes. Love it. Fire poets. Any other questions for our panelists, for our writers, for our editor? Yes.
I know we're in a time where, some people in certain circles are trying to rid the term of Chicana, right? And I guess, like, as a writer, you guys are speaking to our experiences and where we're at. We have veteranas of the movimiento up there. Like, what do you think is next for us as Chicanos? Like, what do we have to focus on? Like, where's the struggle? Where do we need to focus our efforts as writers, artists, and activists?
The elders. What is the next step? The next step, obviously, is movies. No, I don't know. I think the next. I love what has happened to me because of these women. I feel like I belong to a community now. I feel not as isolated as I felt before, and I'm really grateful that there are so many women that are such an inspiration, not just for me. And I think the next step probably is to continue making this community larger. I know we can do it. I think right now Chicanos are at the best place to promote who we are, in the best place to create change for others, in the best place to share our incredible basket full of art and because we're kind of like the boss with all of this. You know that we have the murals, we have incredible poets, we have the desire to continue making art. And the next step is just to, what would you say? What would you say? Go ahead. I run out of words.
I turned 50 in February, so I'm kind of an elder now. Right. And I was a type of activist cuando, por ejemplo, no sé si se acuerdan en Rancho Penasquitos, cuando a un migrante, unos chamacos blancos lo golpearon, ¿no? Entonces, no entendía tal vez realmente la fuerza que tenemos, aunque se presenten dos o tres. Yo era de esos alumnos, ¿no? de la Universidad de Causa y San Marcos, que nos presentábamos dos o tres, pero eso era lo suficiente para que lo reportara alguien en el periódico. Nosotros tenemos unas huellas profundas de resistencia. Ya lo hemos vivido. Entonces estamos viviendo una etapa en Estados Unidos que por primera vez la gente que no ha estado acostumbrado a ser en la mira del odio, de los policías y todo eso, ahora es como parejito, ¿no? Entonces nosotros, pues, tenemos como, estamos al frente y nosotros, o sea, que ya lo vivimos, ya hemos visto cómo, qué es lo que tenemos que hacer. Pues ya lo modelaron los chicanos. Protesta, hay que presentarnos, ¿verdad? Que alguien le dice, vamos a hacer un boicoteo, órale, pues hay que boicotear. Entonces es recordar realmente lo que siempre ha sido, como gente que ha sido colonizada, ¿no? Es siempre, o sea, con la frente alta, con los principios de Zapata, ¿no? Con todo, ya lo sabemos, simplemente que a veces como que, o sea, ¿qué hacemos? Pues lo mismo, qué va a pasar? No sé, no suena tal vez muy inteligente, pero creo que ya lo traemos en la sangre, ¿no? De resistir toda esta chingadera que está pasando.
I think that our stories have been erased and forgotten. I worked in media and at the National Hispanic Media Coalition, and what I think is next is for all of us to write a poem. This is the first piece that I write, and I'm just gonna encourage all of you. I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't know how I ended up here, but we all have a story, and even if we write it for our families and for our sobrinos and sobrinas, pero that is for me the next thing, and I hope that all of you write. You know, I always say everybody has a book to write, but if it's not a book, write a piece. Write it. Start writing it.
Any other questions? Preguntas? Not so much a question, a comment. Thank you. Muchas gracias por estar y por representar y for creating spaces like these where I was not expecting to be able to make it to this. It was a beautiful coincidence, and I feel very blessed to share space with you guys. Thank you first and foremost, and I'm just wondering, as it has been mentioned, con todas las chingaderas que están pasando, what do you think? I guess what would be your tus palabras de aliento? Like I at least I am new to these spaces. I've lived on both sides of the border. Being Chicana is not something that I've always been encouraged to identify as, and now that I can, I do. Um, what would you say? You know, to somebody who's kind of coming into these spaces for the first time in the midst of all of this.
Mira, what I think is that our ancestors had all the answers that keeps us in community. Mm. When we were colonized, we were separated from the spirit world. Like it was erased. People were persecuted. They were killed. They didn't practice. They didn't say. So we believe in that, and that thought, ese pensamiento that we have, it keeps us alive. Right? Like our people, our indigenous roots are rooted to the land. We are rooted to the land. We love the land. We protect the environment, right? So what do we do now? So notice that all these parks, right? You know, they let go of park rangers. So what are the thoughts? What are they going to do to those parks? So we come from people that are going to protect those spaces, right? So we have to stand our ground. It's like we already know we're going to protect the land, right? And if we have to show up, we have to sign, we have to do something, then we have to keep organized. Our people are very connected to animals. Animals, right? El perrito, el caballito, el gatito, el perico, que yo sé que la doctora Angélica Yáñez tiene su periquito. Eso esta es nuestra herencia. O sea, es el respeto a los animales. O sea, ¿cuándo los antepasados iban a matar a los búfalos? No, no. ¿Ok? En Australia, una chamaca fue a quitar un wombat de la mamá. O sea, o sea, o sea, esas no son nuestros ideales como personas con raíces indígenas. Um, los antepasados estábamos bien conectados a la naturaleza y las plantas. Eso quiere decir que nosotros nos tenemos que cuidar uno al otro con plantitas, con medicinas y a contarle a la vecina y al vecino y a la comadre que nos cuente qué hace, que no tenemos que tener miedo, porque ya sabemos nuevamente que este país colonizador no nos quiere vivos. Ya lo hemos visto, ya los han sacado de Estados Unidos. Entonces, nosotros nos tenemos que cuidar con esa medicina de las plantas, porque ya están planeando quitar Medicare, ¿verdad? Es real. Y nuestros antepasados estaban conectados con la familia. Nosotros venimos de gente que no era de nuclear. Mamá, papá, hermanitos. Así crecí yo, ¿verdad? Por eso tuve que escribir a mi abuelita, porque no tuve esa conexión. Pero yo podía observar, ¿verdad? Y el papá de mis hijas de Guerrero, pues pude observar, o sea, esa conexión profunda con el tío y la hermana y los abuelitos y los tíos, y no sé cuántos Mendoza son como unos 200 o 300, ¿verdad? Entonces, esta es nuestra fuerza, ¿verdad? Que si nosotros sabemos que hay un retén o algo está pasando, o no sé, un especial o algo, tenemos que rápido conectarnos y decirnos, esto que estamos haciendo es medicina, ¿verdad? Esto nos eleva nuestro corazón, nuestro espíritu, nos ayudamos unos al otro, ¿verdad? Ustedes aquí en la audiencia, que sabemos que también hay más escritores aquí afuera, poetas, cantantes, acá estamos viendo al muchacho acá, y nos tenemos que seguir apoyando. A veces cuando estamos pasando algo así como difícil, lo que está pasando, nos hace nuestro cerebro chiquito, ¿verdad? El miedo, el miedo se mete, pero nosotros ya hay que observar esto y que nosotros ya pasamos por esto. ¿Y qué pasa? ¿Y qué pasa si me sacan? Pues no me importa, ¿verdad? Porque no nací en Michoacán, pero me voy, ¿verdad? Porque yo ya estoy construyendo en Tecate y en Rosarito. Así que no me importa, ¿me entiendes? Hay más vida en otras partes, no nomás en Estados Unidos. ¿Ok? Bueno, esas son mis humildes palabras.
I just want to add, know your history, the collective history, but your personal history. Know who you are, where your people are from, and what you, as your family and your lineage, believe. When we know who we are, a chingar a su madre los demás. So, nada nos va a tumbar. Pero si no tenemos arraigadas nuestras raíces, personalmente, colectivamente, nos van a tumbar. Nos van a tumbar. So, hold on to those roots.
Something to add to. I was gonna say too, because you talked about like going to spaces where like now that you're embracing being Chicana, and so for me like I love like I embrace like being in the hip hop scene here in San Diego. So I just went to places where I wanted to like get to know like people and just get yourself there. And I think the most important part too is if we want these type of spaces to exist, is also supporting. So whenever you see these types of events, like promote it, pass it on, because the more exposure it has, the more of these events can exist if they see that people are actually going to these types of events. At least for me, that's how I've been able to like meet people. And like next week is the Latino Film Festival, so like support that as well. Like things like that, where these spaces that are really limited to us is a big thing. Like just even showing up and like making sure that you're like showing love to these places. Yeah. I'll just add a little thing. I had a dream once when I was going through a really hard time in my life, and I had gone to actually Central America And as a Chicana, which not very uncommon experience, although maybe more of us are doing it now than before. I had an awakening, but I also seen the struggles and the common struggle that we as Mexicanos, Chicanos have with our Central American primos and primas, right? Um, the dream, I woke up with the words, and I think this is a word for you too, is rise up and take your place among your people. Okay? Like sometimes we think like, oh, I'm gonna sit, I'm gonna hide. There's times where there is time to sit and step back and support, and then there's times to stand the fuck up. And I think we're here right now, like a lot of us. Collectively, they can't stop all of us. One of my favorite taglines this book has birthed is Las gigantes están despiertas. The giants are awake. Once we're awake, we can't go back to sleep. Not for a while anyway, we got shit to do. Right, so adelante, arriba la bandera.
I took a long pause between where I had been when I was 20 and now when I'm 73. And I'll tell you that one of I have mental health issues, and I was deeply in therapy for the last few years. And what I found out is know your past. If you don't know your past, there are a lot of books, and you can talk to everybody, everybody, everybody who's Chicano, everybody who's Mexican, just to get to know where you came from is the big deal. I had to do the book study thing because my family don't exist for me. My uh, family, and now I have a bigger family which I love, and know your past and pull that past and push it to the future because we are living in the now, so it's all over. But the future is what will take us to the place where we can manifest our dreams because we're right at the crossroads, right? Either we push forward or we retreat. And one of the tribes that my family was is from is a warmongering Indian tribe in Mexico. They were actually I was reading Chichimeca, yeah, Chichimeca, and I was reading about this tribe, and I found out that they asked the Nahuatl people just they used them for war because they were ruthless and no matter what they fight to the bitter end. And you know what? That's kind of what we have to do now. Resistance is one day at a time. You know, little efforts all the time. Embracing somebody who looks lost and sharing your hope with them. That's so important because we have a new hope. I have a new hope. I have a new hope that we can open let this flower bloom further, and I'm really looking forward to that.
I just wanted to first thank everybody for this amazing work and this beautiful panel, and also following up on Gabby's call for us to support events like this. I'm wondering if any of you have upcoming readings or writing workshops or political events or anything that you can amplify with us here today.
I know that we have another reading in Los Angeles, right? La Placita, el día 29. If you can speak about that one. Yo sí tengo también, I have readings. I have to get going on my website. So just give me like 2 months and I'll get my website going. You can find me on Facebook.
Before I give you the mic, Brenda, for those events, our website, somoschicanas.com, has a section in it with the tour. To that, we're adding a page where we're going to put more events so that people can be aware. And also, I'm in the middle of creating a page of resources. So we'll have that as well. coming up?
Yes, support. You can find us on Riot of Roses Publishing House on social media. I know social media is a minefield right now. Facebook, look up Riot of Roses. You can find us on Instagram as well. Blue Sky or Blue Ski. I know people call it Blue Ski as well. Riot of Roses Pub House. We're out there. Probably the website as well, riotofrosespublishinghouse.com, will have more information because that's something that we own. But yes, we will have an event at the end of this month. It's the last Saturday, March 29th. Take a field trip to LA with us. We're going to be at La Plaza de Cultura y Artes, right by Olvera Street. I think it's like right on the other side of it. And it's from 2 to 5 p.m. There's going to be about 18 contributors from the anthology. So, including Lorna Di Cervantes, who's phenomenal. If you haven't seen her live, definitely come up. It's an offsite event for AWP, which is a big writers conference that happens once a year. It's in LA this year. Come and support us. Come and hang out. And yes, we'd love to see you there. Happy.
Yeah, and like I said, to Brenda and Luz, thank you for having us here because it formed like other opportunities, and I got to meet other poets. And Natalia and myself and Dr. Angelica, we actually are going to be having a poetry workshop here at the Chicano Park Museum. So we're still trying to finalize the date. We're shooting for March 29th, if not April, but we'll be putting that in social media as well. So follow us. I go by 7 Octobers, Natalia Rivas, and then Dr. Angelica. So yeah, we're excited to announce that, and then I'm hopefully I'm gonna try to plan something for my book launch too for the Anxious Poeta. So look out for that. Thank you.
I just want to say that to the folks who are closing from San Diego, on April 26th, there will be an art show called Fun Truck Make Art. And it'll be held at Tula Rusa Studio on Imperial. We're barely getting the call to artists out, so we'll forward it to y'all. Maybe you can share it. But that's coming, so I just wanted to plug that. April 26th, put it in your calendar. That's Chicano and Chicano artists doing some good work. There'll be activations, there'll be protests with it, there'll be pláticas the whole month long.
We have a question in the back.
Share is my gracias, and I had to smile because I'm on the 70s club, and so in that time of Chicano activism that still lives today, don't forget, I think it was a history, but it's not gone, we're still here, and I think there was so much in our words and written words, and doing that in different venues and Chicano studies and being able to have classes and campuses, and so many things have changed. But remember that Chicano movement and the Chicanas that are up there writing the written word are still here today. That's not a history gone. And I think when you're in this learning environment in the community, then it's a part to take with you. This is another classroom of life. This is where those small venues or large venues are the voices and written word. And it's so important because sometimes you may have family members or your parents or grandparents or friends and dealing with kids, and people talk about the Chicano movement. Well, the movement's not gone. The movement is still a part of it. And in this time where we are going to have our voices speak out, this venue that these women presented today, to me, was very powerful because we have to keep written word and keep the classrooms and those environments of information about who you are, where you come from, and what we do to support each other has to be in every venue we can. So we're just very proud and happy that you're here and that you have a Park Museum today from the lady in the 70s.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. There's food.
I wanted to share something before we go. So at Miracosta College, where I teach, I'm part of the Diversity, Equity, and Cultural Competency Committee. So we haven't been erased. Nobody said, that we can't meet. As you know, those were the key words that the president wants gone.
Yes.
I thought this was really troubling when I was listening to committee members. So there's, how you have like Chicano, like Latino graduation, right? And all these events. Now what's gonna happen is they're not gonna announce it like like let's say through email, right? Because and again, it's like as professors, we realize that we're being silenced, right? But we also recognize that that would be an opportunity for ICE to come over. So as we are communicating, right, we have to think smart. We have to think and protect each other. Like, what is it that we do and cause attention? And it's not that we don't want to advocate it and be proud, but it's real. Like, we're seeing that this is very real, and we just have to think creatively through the phone. Like, how? Like, chismosos. But nobody's going to find out, but we're going to do it. Okay? Anyway, I wanted to share that thought. It's real. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you.